Hello, everybody. It is Oldie, just in missing partner formation here. It's just Oldie here on Arlington Million Day, which I know to the Scott Frees of the world and several other of us that this is a painful day as well as a good day because many of us used to attend the Arlington Million at Arlington. Joe, Allen, good to see you. Thank you for dropping by here. Uh, we have a little bit of a break unless we want to cover Belterra here, which I'm thinking we don't. So let's jump right into the first uh, race here, which will be Colonial Race 7, um, the Andy Guest Stakes. Don't know who Andy Guest is. Maybe somebody out there does. Um, but the Andy Guest Stakes, we're 6 minutes from post here. This is also part of the All Stakes or the start of the All Stakes Pick 5 that ends in the Arlington Million. So we can take a look at that as well here. Equine Breeders, thank you for the repost of the stream on Twitter there. Um, but let's dive right into this. We'll take a look here. Justin and I both really like Mrs. Gambellini, actually, here. The two horse, we're going 5.5. This horse has shown the ability to be tactical and not need to be on the lead for Safi and his Joseph here. Puts Tyler aboard, who's been back riding for a couple weeks here. There appears to be a lot of speed in this race, so the ability to sit off is going to be at a premium here. We can watch the race sim. And away we go here on the race sim. The 9, Bossarati is probably going to get the lead here. Cart Girl Sam coming on late, as well as Crown Imperial. Do I think Mrs. Gambellini is a single here? Probably not. I'd probably include the 2, the 3, and the 5 here at a minimum, um, and maybe the 8 as well. If I'm playing a pick 5, but I do think the 2 has a big shot here. Let's take a look at the pick 5 here. And as well, I'm going to single somewhere in here. Let me see what I want to do here as I look at the sequence. I'm going to single Be Your Best, who is one of a horse that's been very good for me, as Sammy Sosa would say, very, very good to me. Um, Here, I'm going to repopulate my funds here. I'm going to look at like 2 here because it's using the 5, 11, and 13. So the 13 I agree with, 5 I agree with, and I would probably add either the 11 or the 1 here. So let's look at the 11 and the 1. Chris Couples, good to see you. Wiz, Doug Smith. Got lots of celebrities here with all these people here. We got Scotty, Willie Nelson, Equine Breeders on the on the Twitter stream, the X stream there too as well. Thank you for joining us. Let's get the stream going here. Um, I do think you have to. Oh, come on, don't do that to me. I may go all in the last, just because it seems like an odd formation, but this is way too much here. So race 9, the 2, the 4, and the 8 is where I'm going to end up, and I'm going to drop the long shot here, I think. For Duarte, but I'm just going to take one last look here. All right. Now I'm going to reorganize, and for 168, that's where I'm going to go. Jim, welcome, Jim. All right, so that's the ticket, as the saying goes. Yeah, that's the ticket. The old, I believe that was the old John Lovitz line there. So I'm going to get the audio up in a second here as well. We'll take a quick look at Colonial. They're just going on the grass now. One, 5, 11, 13. 2, 4, 8. 2. Oh. Rolling solo. Gonna give it a shot. Giving it a shot. Chris Couples here. First time solo, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, I don't make it too painful for you guys. But I know it's good luck, and we're all counting on me here. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to pull up the sound since it's Colonial, and we cannot watch or we cannot broadcast the stream. So, wait 1 second here. I have to get logged in. There we go. Colonial Downs. They're going in the gate. Let's get the sound up here.
We're just about set for a start. They're in the gate. And the race is on in the Andy Guest Stakes. Mrs. Gambellini away just a half step slow. Maserati toward the outside is out quickly. Band on a run, sent for early speed. Those two, 1-2 in the early going as Cart Girl Sam and the yellow colors came away in third. Up to the outside, Uptown Bling at home. Mrs. Gambellini under a tight hold down toward the inside is fifth and just 3.5 off the top. Then comes Hollywood Walk. The early trailer is Crown Imperials. Maserati able to clear over to the inside. Has the lead by a length. Cart Girl Sam now up within 3/4 of a length on the outside. Band on a run. Back a spot now in third. Uptown Bling at Home is fourth, covering up the favorite, Mrs. Gambolini, who's still in and amongst horses, fifth, and three off the top as Basarati brings him around to the top of the stretch. It's Basarati in front by just over a length. Band on a run, trying to re-engage out to the two path. Sneaking up the inside is Hollywood Walk. Mrs. Gambolini still has four to find. Cart Girl Sam still pitching away. Basarati the leader with just over a furlong left to go. Down on the inside, Hollywood Walk. Cart Girl Sam, Band on a run. Mrs. Gambolini trying to get going late. Hollywood Walk creeps up the inside. Mrs. Gambolini down the far outside. Hollywood Walk in front late. Hollywood Walk wins the Eddie Guest.
All right, that's the 3 Hollywood Walk. Not sure if I had that there, but here we go. We're going in the gate at Woodbine. They were nice enough to
and back to last
wait
year
there. We did
Dell,
have that
going
there,
out
so
in
that's a
front,
boom.
Celebrity Row with on the inside Tis Ready, who is taken on quickly by Faith, zipping up on the outside to go to the lead. And Faith showing plenty of toes, gone to the front from Tis Ready and clears them a couple of lengths away. Over on the outside of Ryan Beach has made good ground. Irondell taking off from the back behind Celebrity Row. Meantime, up the rail to fourth, Silent Strike. They go to the half mile chasing Faith, who burst away out by 3 lengths. Tis Ready second, Ryan Beach a half away third, a length away fourth, Silent Strike from Irondell, and last Celebrity Row. Faith in front as they come inside the 3/8 by a length and a half, tracking well as Tis Ready. A length and a half, Silent Strike hugs the rail.
I'll tell you, I wasn't sure that this one horse would pass anybody.
Turning for home and coming after this leader, Faith is on the outside, Tis Ready, and on the rail, Silent Strike. And down the centre, Orion Beach, Celebrity Row through the pack, and last of all is Irondell, but Faith kicks on in front. And as they come to the final furlong, Faith has the lead by a length and a half. Coming up the rail, Silent Strike, and on the outside is Orion Beach. Faith holding them out as they come inside the 16th pole and down to the wire. And Faith, you had to keep the Faith in as one. By a length to Silent Strike, Orion Beach, Celebrity.
You got to have faith. I believe that's the George Michael horse right there. All right, we're 2 minutes from Monmouth. So we'll do our first from Monmouth, race 6 here. Oh, nice of them to put a 4-horse race up there for us. The 3-3 captains dropping in class here. It hasn't run all that well, but off the drop should probably improve here. Your second choice is the long shot, all about the money. And it's all about the money, 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 as the song goes. And nobody's here to tell me not to sing, so you guys are going to be stuck with that today. But, you know, there's not much betting to do in this race. If you're getting 2 to 1 on this 5-horse, maybe the value is on the 1 Venezuelan Triumph, who's 6 to 5 on the morning line. But the 3-3 captains is going to be dangerous here. And we can watch a 4-horse race sim while we're waiting for them to go to the gate. Fred Durst did Faith better. Well, I would just say that if you're familiar with Fred Durst, you should also, and thanks to my daughter for this, she's introduced me to a character called Fred Darts. All right, we're going in the gate at Monmouth. A super exciting 4-horse race here.
And all about the buddy to the outside. We're ready to go. And we're off. 3 captains from post 3 off sluggishly.
We should have
Inbound
Gulfstream coming up next.
Lead. Venezuelan Triumph is going to take back in second. All about the money alongside in the third position. And 3 captains is back to the tail. as they go into the first turn run inbound. The leader here by a little less than a length. Venezuelan Triumph tips outside. He's on the outside of the leader inbound and is about 3/4 of a length behind. Length and a half to All About the Money. Another length to Three Captains with 3/4 of a mile to go. Inbound, carving out the fractions with Samuel Marin, opens up a length and a half. Venezuelan Triumph and Paco Lopez keeping tabs on the front runner. He's opened up 2.5. And All About the Money, Sonny Leone sending him along just a little bit, and Three Captains take
Sonny
the
and his Leone.
claims third from All About the Money. Now level second with Venezuelan Triumph, and Three Captains wants to go. He's into second on the tail of inbound, and on the outside, All About the Money trying to move and follow the move of Three Captains as they go into the far turn. Venezuelan Triumph has dropped to the rear as they go into the far turn run. Three Captains inbound. Now inbound gets a giddy up reminder to keep pace, and he responds when the reins got shaken at him. Leads by a length once again, and Three Captains now under pressure. All About the Money on the outside, retaking second, trying to get to the front runner inbound. And Venezuelan Triumph, it was not his day today. Top of the stretch, inbound, a length in front. All About the Money. Looks like the only one that can beat him to this point. It's a 2-horse battle with 1 furlong to go. Inbound clear, opens up 2. All About the Money is not going away without a fight. He's still second in chase mode, though. Inbound, 16th to go. The leader, 3/4 of a length. In second, All About the Money. Inbound gets there to give Samuel Marin 4 wins on the program. All About the Money tried ever so hard. Couldn't get there, though. Second best today. Three Captains third. Venezuelan Triumph checks it fourth.
All right. Now, I believe on to Gulfstream here. Race 6, and then we have Saratoga coming up after that. Actually, no, we have Saratoga race 6 coming first. In this race, I like the 2, 8. I think the 8's got a big look here. I'd probably want to play against the heavier favorite here if I'm getting a little bit of a price on the 8 here.
Number 2
So,
inbound was
again, another one we can't show. We got lots of positive works here from our friend Bluegrass Dan on that horse. So I'm going to go against the picks here and go with the top win percentage on the 8 SAS Master, which, as you guys know, I've often been called the SAS Master. All right, I'm pulling the stream up here. We'll watch the race sim in the meantime. It's a bunch of first-time starters. I also thought the 1A had a little bit of a look. If you're looking for a long shot, more of an overlay than a long shot, though. And down the stretch they come. We're a little bit early here for the post time at Saratoga, so we'll just hold on for a minute here and hold on for one more day. All right, they're going in the gate. I'm still not hearing sound.
SAS Master goes in. Senior Lender coming up with Stone County in the short leaf stable colors. Handsome Link. Two more. Handsome Link. Sassmaster to the outside. They're in the gate. And they're off. And Oscar's Hope is hustled out of the gate and has sharp early speed. Opens up 3 lengths just like that, does Oscar's Hope. Down on the inside, Glorious Boy. Stone County is in and among horses. And moving into second is Golden Tornado. They're followed by Sassmaster, who broke well, now just 3 lengths off the leaders. In between horses comes Handsome Link. Igniter is next. 4 in front of the gray. Senior Lender. The opening quarter went in 22 and 3/5 seconds. Oscar's Hope takes them past the 3/8 pole in front by a length and a half. Golden Tornado second. Sassmaster is racing in third as they reach the top of the stretch. Racing outside of him is Igniter taking that third spot. On the outside, Golden Tornado is coming after front-running Oscar's Hope and takes the lead with 1/8 of a mile to travel. No late closers coming close. Golden Tornado now gets the upper hand and starts to pull away. Golden Tornado is much the best. Fired a big shot. It scores by 3 lengths. Oscar's Hope second. Igniter.
All right, on to Gulfstream. And we have a heavy favorite here at Gulfstream in the, well, relatively heavy at 2-1, the 3 horse, who's also top pace. So let's watch the race sim. And this is Gulfstream, race 6. Two, so 3, 5, 6, 1. I might try a 3, 5, 6, 1 super here. At Gulfstream. It's also the start of the Tropical Turf Pick 3 for those of you who are inclined to play the off the Tropical Turf Pick 3. All right. 3 does have a big GSR drop, so maybe he is vulnerable there. Let's see, Justin has some notes here that she's best on the lead. Last out, she was clear and faded, but it was supposed to be on the turf here when these notes were written. The 1 draws the rail, needs to break sharply from the inside. 6 has a little bit of an E morning line angle and also a note from Justin as well. All right, let's pull the stream up. I am going to grab a couple Tylenol here because I am getting a migraine. So let me.
Trying to get to the front runner inbound in Venezuelan Triumph. It
looks like I still have the audio up there. There we go. So I will be right back, gentlemen. But I will remain on. You'll be able to hear me. That's the the beauty of a wireless headset, right? I can walk away. You can still hear me. You have to listen to me talk. But interesting maiden race for sure at Gulfstream right now with the off the turf move to synthetic here. And I know we all love synthetic racing. Robert, you just missed the previous race at Saratoga, but the winner was the 6-horse. I don't even believe we're at well, we are at maybe a Rainbow Six, the start of the Rainbow Six, and that might be why they're wandering around and back and forth and post-dragging here. All right. We are heading to the gate, the Gulfstream for race 6. And I think we'll go to Horseshoe for a quarter horse race after this because we still have a long break before the next race at Colonial, which is still 14 minutes away. And I think that's preferred to Belterra
Horses
or
are at the gate.
Fairmount Park.
It's now post time.
Hey, Scrat. Good to see you. David Ramirez, live from the Derby room. Thank you for joining us.
Draw on the outside, Mucho Macho Lady will complete the line. Mucho Macho Lady is ready. We're set for a start.
Jerry, I know there was one the other day,
Time for the Rainbow Six. They're off.
but I haven't seen
Good
one
start
today.
for Chance to Party, who's headed off for the early advantage. In the middle, Snappy Comeback has speed. Up on the outside, it's Coronation Day. These three almost in line, trying to get over from the outside draw is Mucho Macho Lady. Chabalita is next. Moving out the rail, that's Little Torch. She's about 7 lengths off the lead. The two at the back are Brat Girl and Cairo Comedy. To the far turn they go with the rail in the lead. Chance to Party by half a length. Latched onto her second. Snappy Comeback. They've gone 2.5 better than Coronation Day. She's back third. It's a big gap. Call it 6 lengths to Little Torch. Chabalita is wide on the outside. Trying to wind it up from the back are both Mucho Macho Lady and Cairo Comedy. They reach the top of the stretch. Chance to Party dogged every yard by Snappy Comeback. And these two continue to spar an eighth of a mile from home. Snappy Comeback on the outside. Chance to Party fighting hard toward the rail. Final 16th of a mile. It's Snappy Comeback who has gained the upper hand. Chance to Party has fought the good fight, but she's back to second. Snappy Comeback is in front. Chance to Party second, up for third with Mucho Macho Lady. Fourth was Coronation Day.
Chalk.
57 flat.
All right, well, race some time at Horseshoe. I do have an opinion here. as well. I know the 6 and the 8 come out almost winning, both kind of close to each other there. It is a quarter horse race, so usually they're not separated by much. But I actually like the 7, the long shot here. Lil Ms. Am I saying that right? Win. Um, you're currently getting 9-1 on the horse. The horse has the fastest time amongst this field at 350 yards. So it's worth a shot. That was with a headwind, but so was the 8's time, and so was the 6's time. So I think it's worth a shot there at whether it's 5-1, 7-1, whatever it ends up going off at. The 9's the other one getting play here. A second time starter. Trainer is 29% there as well. Let's go to Horseshoe. Looks like we have a few minutes here before they're actually going to go to post. So let's see. Let's watch. We can watch that 7 horse in that 628-25 race. Give me a sec to get that up here. That was race 5. And this is going to be the 1 horse. That's easy.
From post 6. 350 yards, fast track, comes the 5th. Last apolitical game. All in line. And they're off. HF kissed this 2, rockets away while edging left past the 220. Will Miz win right there. Beecham. Here comes the charge from My Royal Rhyme with Political Jester past the 110. Political Jester toward the inside. Here's Beecham along with Lil Miz win. Beecham dived out of the wire. Beecham with Lil Miz.
And of course, Beecham is not here. But I think pretty impressive from Lil Ms. Win here in a group that's not all that great. But let's see where we are here. We're on the track at least. So we'll pull up the feed and we'll watch Horseshoe Race 11. It's now pouring at Gulfstream, by the way. All right. Should be about a minute to post here, a couple minutes. We are all counting on me. Yes, please hit the subscribe and the like button. Sorry that it's just a lone oldie formation here today. But has he been firing fire? I mean,
After
none of
6
these horses
trials,
in this race has
QHREI,
run fast
SSA
enough to
Futurity,
be in that
Sydney
top
Jack
10.
for Tim Eggleston holds down the top time of 17.903 seconds. This through 6 trials. Race 11, the 7th of the 9. Sydney Jack, 17.903. The top time, the QHREI SSA Futurity Final, here on Saturday, August the 30th at the end of the month. Less than a minute.
Yes, and if I figure out the 2 oldies, the cloning, I would be way better off though, because I could do more stuff at the same time. Unfortunately, I don't
The
think my
horses
wife would
have
be
reached the
too
starting
happy
gate.
with 2 of me being there.
It is now post time. Dex Mitchell and Silbo in the red. One Sweet Wagon facing up to the gate. Political Jester in. WRS Cyber Fame. German Rodriguez rides and trains. WRS Cyber Fame. Whiskey Beach. Haley's Good is stepping forward. Eduardo Luna Diaz with Lil Miz Win like Whiskey Beach. Both here for Tim Eggleston. Sydney Jack has the top trial time through 6. Just Sinful. One more. Bayou Barbie. Edgar Diaz has a win on the card. It's the 7th of 9 trials. The QHREI SSA Futurity all in. And they're off. Bayou Barbie sharply away in the middle. One Sweet Wagon nearest the inside. Haley's Good, WR Cyber Fame on the outside. Wilma's Win and Jess Sinful. It's a toss-up. One Sweet Wagon in front. They're near home. One Sweet Wagon. One Sweet Wagon has won it from Jess Sinful. And then a wave of them in back of One Sweet Wagon, who's in at 17-1.
All right, we're back to Colonial in the circle of racing life here. Let's watch the race sim, Colonial Race 8. And this race really could be about, if the 8 were to get an easy lead here, but the race sim does not like the 8 at all, but that's a price that we didn't use that could haunt us here. Though when the race sim, or not the race sim, when the top pace number doesn't match anything else in the system, that's often a not very good play, usually less than 10%. Angel will be back to Saratoga when they're back up close to racing time here, but right now we are doing Colonial and the Van Cleef Stakes. The horse is 14%, though. That's one of the reasons I'm calling attention to the Ron Potts horse here at 30-1 at 14, 36-1 at 14% is a total overlay. There might be worth a shot, either on the win end or throw on a pick 4 here. If you wanted to play our pick 5, back it as a pick 4 and just throw that horse on there. If it comes up here, it's only $52. What about you guys? What do you guys like at Colonial? What are you guys playing there? If you're playing anything, that is, for Million Day. It is a big day. You're all 11 for Chris Couples here. 5-2, 20%, second choice, tied for, or right around third best win percentage there on the 11. But I think this race had a lot more pace in it before the scratches as well. I'm going to have to hand the wife my car keys because she needs to move my car. So 1 second here. No Chris here, Scrat. It's just Oldy. All right. So about probably another 2 minutes before they go to post at Colonial. The old Colonial go to post play. I did think Izzy Vico Van Gogh, if I'm saying that right, probably not, but was vulnerable here and was a horse you could potentially play against as well if you wanted to take that chance here. All right, another minute or two at Colonial. Going to the turf right now. I will get the stream up. Or the audio, I should say, for Colonial, since we cannot show that. Yeah, that's not a bad bet there, Scott. We can talk about Woodbine's coming up as well. So let's talk about that while we wait for them to go to post here, and we can show Woodbine and play the audio for our friends at Colonial. So, you know, the 4 and the 6, I think the 6 has burnt a ton of money on the lead and has been kind of stopping, but it could win here. I also thought the 7, the long shot, was dangerous here as well.
Off a long shot, 32-1.
And into the 2 you were asking there. That horse is possible. This was not a race I had a strong opinion on, though, Scrat. But Woodbine's gonna go off first here, so we'll bring them up.
1, toss.
I don't know who's screaming toss at us. It looks like that's from
And horsepower going to be the final one to join. Javier Castellano aboard. Step forward coming up. Horsepower to complete the line.
All right, we got audio from Colonial and video from Woodbine here, as they're going off at the same time.
They're in the gate. And the race is on in the Van Cleef Stakes. Step forward, nothing better. Those two both set hard for early speed with going up in the red colors between them, just a half length behind as they go through that first 16th of a mile. It is going to be nothing better who tries to get clear, leads it by a half a length. Going up, going to try to go with that one. Meanwhile, Horsepower moves up third. Step forward, who broke sharpest, settles back fourth, about 4 off the top. Then comes Izzy Vunga Vunga in the bright yellow colors, racing in fifth. Petkoff is down to that one's inside in sixth. Right for that one's outside goes Had to Have Him. The early trailer is Witty as they wind around the far turn. Going up, nothing better. Horsepower moving up out 3 deep. These three across the course as they come to the top of the lane. Izzy Vunga Vunga starting to move in a joint fourth along with Step Forward. Had to Have Him going to try to follow Izzy Vunga Vunga as the Petkoff's going to try to take the shortest way home. They come into the stretch. Horsepower just in front of Going Up. Step Forward. Izzy Vunga Vunga being produced right down the far outside. Also trying to rally up is Had to Have Him. A slew of chances with an eighth of a mile left to go. Here comes Had to Have Him on the outside. Step Forward's in front. Witty's flying right down the crown of the track. Witty Had to Have Him. These are the two that go on best. Witty.
Let's see if the 6 can hang on at Woodbine.
On the outside, not able to bridge the gap. Perfecta by a length to Happy Valentine. Gloriani got back to run third from Adam Cara and Society's Cat.
Society's Cat. As I'm sure we're all fans of Society's Cats. I believe we're heading back to Saratoga. Because that horse always has excuses. All it's done since it's come to the U.S. is burn money, though. Saratoga, race 7. We're 5 minutes from post. Let's start with the race sim exact estimate. The favorite right now at 9-5. Actually, we have Monmouth race 7 about to go off, and there's actually horses in this race, so we'll give Monmouth another look here. So late scratch of the 9 there, which buys us a little time to look at this race. So we're Monmouth race 7. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. I'm repositioning my mic here. Monmouth race 7. Six looks like a deserving favorite. I would have the 7 as an alternate there. And the 8 might be an interesting long shot play there at 7-1. The Quizler. For Kelly Breen with Sammy Macho Camacho aboard. All right. We will listen to Matt Dinnerman with the call. Happy birthday, Katie. Balloons and booms, hopefully, for your birthday. And boom balloons, too. All of it. Of course, the Quizler just scratched. So if you make me throw another long shot out there, how about the 4 horse? But I actually like the 8 horse, so.
Reloading into the gate for race number 7.
A late scratch epidemic here at Monmouth with the 9 and 8 both late scratches.
One back, T at 1 to the outside.
Lori Mack.
And Lara And Flash Frozen the gate, for lack of a better term, was about 12 lengths behind the rest. They come out of the chute. Shy to Runner on the lead today, leads by 2. Tom Collins in the second position. See the Truth running in third. Sandpipes to the outside. T1 racing in the 5th spot with Bean Machine. A big gap back to Flash Frozen, who's at the rear as they approach the first turn. Shy to Runner on the lead here, a length in front. Tom Collins second. Sandpipes on the outside, going in the third position. See the Truth to the inside of him. They're 2 clear of another pair, T1 and Bean Machine. Flash Frozen, the trailer. He's gotten closer to the rest of the field. He's 8 lengths behind, maybe 9, as they make their way up the backstretch. Shy to Runner on the lead today, a half length in front. Tom Collins coming out of a maiden win at Saratoga, pressing the issue from the outside. Gap of 2 to Sandpipes in third. See the Truth to the inside. Then T1, Bean Machine has dropped back to the rear with Flash Frozen already. They're halfway home. Shy to Runner, still carving out the fractions. A length and a tail ahead. Tom Collins going well in the second position. Length and a half to Sandpipes. See the Truth. They're still side by side as they go into the far turn. T1 in 5th, but sent hard all in as they round the far turn. Flash Frozen at the back still with Bean Machine coming to the top of the stretch. Shy to Runner in trouble now because Tom Collins looms large. And here's Sandpipes. Sandpipes on the outside, breaking to the lead now. And Sandpipes is taken over. Shy to Runner struggling down at the rail, trying to hold off Tom Collins for second. Far outside, T1's trying to kick it in late. Sandpipes furlong to go. Drifts to the center of the course, but he's clear by 2. T1 is second. Tom Collins third. Coming to the finish, Sandpipes. Samuel Marin is just winning everything today. Sandpipes, 5 wins for Marin.
5 wins for Marin on the card. Wow. All right, back to Saratoga. And at Saratoga, how about the 5 horse in Saratoga race 7? It's a long shot. There's value there. Horse has been close against similar. My only question is the amount of pace in here. It may set up for somebody like Depiction. I think Exact Estimate, though, is up against it as well for the pace in that case. All right, Saratoga. Let's watch the race sim. In the meantime, we still got a little bit of time. They're heading towards the turf. Seven and 1 for Tong. I do have the 7 as second there. 6, 7. There we go. They're loading into the gate. We're about to be. Do you think the 5 has a nice shot here with Lascano on the turf, who's always dangerous on the turf?
Exact estimate coming up. Waiting on Daunt to the outside.
I feel like Daunt's one of those horses that have been around forever.
Daunt moving in. They're in the gate. Got a restless one in their magical ways. And they're off. Gilded Kraken. And it's all coming together. The first 2 out, Resilience is right there in third. They're followed by Exact Estimate at fourth. Magical Ways came away smoothly enough. He is fifth and 5 lengths off the lead. The 2 trailers are Depiction and Daunt. Around the first turn, and it's Gilded Kraken who will set the tempo. Opens up a length and a half now. It's all coming together. Racing in second. The quarter went in 24 seconds flat. They're followed by Resilience, who'd like to get a little closer. He's third at this stage and tugging at jockey Manny Franco as they swing on to the backstretch. Exact Estimate is comfortably placed just outside of him. Then Magical Ways, Daunt, and Depiction. They're heading toward the half-mile marker, and it is Gilded Kraken, the controlling speed, leading at a length. It's all coming together. The half went in 48 and 3. Pratt's got a strong hold of Exact Estimate, who's 3 wide in third, and Resilience is tucked in along the inside as they round the far turn. Then comes Daunt, who's fifth, 5 off them. At the back of the field are Magical Ways. Depiction has trailed throughout there at the top of the stretch. Exact Estimate is let loose 3 wide, but Gilded Kraken is not done yet. Gilded Kraken, Exact Estimate, Resilience down the center of the course with 1 furlong left. A hand ride for Exact Estimate and a tough Gilded Kraken. Gilded Kraken, Exact Estimate. Gilded Kraken, Exact Estimate. Exact.
Chad Brown with the chalk there. The brown chalk, if you will. The kind of chalk that wears a Pink Floyd shirt. Hot Rod does not like Dream On in the Secretariat and thinks Cairo's a lock in the Million. All right. There we go. We got some strong opinions there from our friend Hot Rod. All right. Gulfstream. Race 7 coming up. Mr. Narcissistic, which is a little different than Mr. Boombastic because that's fantastic, by the way. It's 2 weeks in a row I've gotten to slip in a Shaggy reference to the show. So the 7-1 at, for those asking, at with the Chad Brown Pratt horse with the that was wearing the Pink Floyd T-shirt. All right, Gulfstream. You scream, I scream, we all scream for Gulfstream. We got one of those top second pick, top win percentage plays here on Rachel's coach. It's also a silver badge. And you're getting 5-2, so it's a little bit better than the morning line. The question here, the other question here might be this 9 horse off the drop. But this one's been in excellent form and is beaten better than the current favorite. I'd be on the 1, Rachel's coach here, with maybe a little honorable mention for the 4-3-0 there. maybe a 1-4 exacta. What do you guys think? All right, let's go to our friends at Gulfstream here. We'll get on the EquinEdge Gulfstream chat, which I'm sure totally really exists. You know, in the Sword Dancer, that's the, let me just make sure I have the race number correct for the Sword Dancer before I talk out of turn. So, yeah, there was an interview I read, and I talked about it on Wednesday on the Weekend Preview Show with Charlie Appleby about Nation's Pride. I think you got to pay attention here to the fact that Buick is getting off the one horse who he had ridden, it was 5 or 6 times in a row to stay on Nation's Pride. And basically, what Appleby had to say was that Nation's Pride, he probably was running the horse too short. He is excited to get it back to 1.5 miles here. And, you know, I think it's really Farbridge or Nation's Pride here because the American horses other than Farbridge are kind of filler here. And I know it's not exciting to tell people that the favorite's going to win. That's amazing, Gary. Going in the gate at Gulfstream. Hopefully we'll hear the audio in a second. Let me make sure it's on. It is. That is a boom, Scott.
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 7, 6-5, Mr. Narcissistic, 2-1 on Rachel's coach. Next one up, Salvatore Prince. Now, Mr. Narcissistic, SkyMax stable colors. Last two up are Nixbro and Biz Biz Buzz.
Biz Biz Buzz.
With
As we all tend to
on,
Biz Biz Buzz.
Biz Buzz will take the outside.
Biz.
They're at the post.
Yeah, Larry, it's on the
And
synthetic,
they're
so
off.
it's safe.
Rachel's coach off a step slow. Mr. Narcissistic was away quickly, taken on by 3-0, trying to hold the inside spot. Sultan the Great is on the march, up on the outside, and moving up is Biz Biz Buzz, as 3-0 has a clear lead. Second, Mr. Narcissistic, Biz Biz Buzz on the outside. Third, fourth at the rail, that's Sultan the Great. Rachel's coach, after a bad break, is between horses in fifth. 3 wide, Salvatore Prince. Tailing off and out wide is Nix Bro. Around the far turn they race. 3-0 on the inside, locking horns with Mr. Narcissistic, who draws up alongside in second. 3 back to Biz Buzz, then Rachel's coach at the rail, Sultan the Great. They're on their way home. On the inside, it's still 3-0. On the outside, Mr. Narcissistic. An eighth of a mile to go, and 3-0's game. 3-0 trying to turn back Mr. Narcissistic, who's trying to get by. 3-0 digs in toward the rail. It's 3-0 driven hard by Vasquez.
It's a long shot.
Driven to the lead. 3-0 wins. Second, Mr. Narcissistic. Third was Biz Buzz. And fourth, Rachel's coach in 55-2.
All right, well, we got 7 minutes to Monmouth coming up next. Monmouth race 8, we got a maiden special weight. Your favorite for Margata, not great off the layoff, not great with second-time starters. This looks like an opportunity to play against a horse here. Horse showed no early speed first time out, but it does have the seemingly unbeatable Samuel Marin aboard. But look at the E morning line on your long shot here for Jimenez. That horse is 2-1 on the E morning line and 13-1 in the live odds. And it's also the long shot and the second highest win percentage there, which wins relatively commonly. So let's watch the race sim here. Little Chris Couples dropping a little info here on the 5 horse in this race. Well, if the 4 is going to motor by everybody, like the race sim thinks at 6-1, you might as well take that. Maybe a 9-4 exacta. And maybe you throw the 5 horse with Mr. Dutrow there that Chris was talking about there. Yeah, I mean, there are some sneaky efforts there, I agree. But you always like to look up and not like the favorite and be able to not just be playing against a favorite to play against a favorite, but you actually don't like it. Great price on the second choice and the long shot here. And we'll be heading to Woodbine after this, and then I believe back to Colonial. Let's go Bine. And a 5 at Woodbine for Chris Couples. That was the Woodbine race that I had the least opinion about. Let's go. Let's see some booms. That almost came out awkward. Fort Monmouth is over 23, but wins the race sim. But in this case, I don't think that horse is going to win, but I think it has a shot to finish in the money. Booted up, the 2-horse no longer taking money for Durante either. A candy ride if you're so inclined to like candy rides. But we can go ahead out to Monmouth here.
Number 2, booted up. Paco Lopez in the eye.
We know where Chris Couples' mind was. Mine went there too, as I
Leon has the
came
ride.
close to saying that.
Number 4,
Within
Time
inches.
Coming. Jorge Hernandez in the saddle. Number 5.
As Maxwell Smart used to say, I missed it by that much.
Samuel Marin looking for another victory today. And number 9 is Into Inspiration. Fernando Jara is the jockey. 2 minutes to post for race number 8.
Two minutes to post. Race number 8 at Monmouth, 2 minutes to post. Maybe a double to the 9 in the next as an option. Or Paco on the 10. Seems to be the second choice there. Woodbine, because Couples likes the 5.
And the runners have now reached the starting gate. It's post time for race 8. Bliss Street going into the gate. Booted up coming forward. Volunteer Fireman. Post position 3. Tell him I'm coming up. Gualillo, post position 5. 2 back. Complete effort. And to the outside post into Inspiration.
Here we go.
Here's into Inspiration. Go again. We're ready to go. And we're off. Good start from Volunteer Fireman, who's showing speed today, has an arrow lead. Bliss Street from the inside, taking the second spot with Into Inspiration, and Complete Effort is back in the 4th position, 4 lengths off the pace. 2 back to Boot It Up. Gualillo is second to last, 3 clear of Tell 'em I'm coming at the back as they hit the half-mile pole. Volunteer Fireman very quick on the lead, sizzles and opens up 2. Into Inspiration running in the second spot. Bliss Street down on the inside of him, gap of 3. Booted Up claiming 4th from Complete Effort, who's back in the 5th position, nickeled along just a little bit as they round the far turn, gap of another 2 lengths to Gualillo. And Tell 'em I'm coming as yet to pass a runner as they approach the quarter pole. Volunteer Fireman still on the lead, a length in front. Booted Up is launching a rally on the far outside. He's rolling home at the top of the lane. Booted Up far outside comes calling for the lead now. Volunteer Fireman under siege down on the inside. Into Inspiration has run a mighty race today, fighting back. Booted Up. He's drifting to the center of the course now. Into Inspiration right there battling with him. Booted Up. Narrow lead coming to the finish.
Oh,
Gets
no,
the
it's just
maiden
going to get
diploma.
caught there.
Into Inspiration
Sorry,
was
everybody.
second. Gualillo from the rear gets 3rd. Volunteer Fireman was 4th.
All right, Woodbine. Two, 5 was what Chris Couples. I think you like the 5 here. I like the 1 in race 9, Barbara Joan. So I will go with Barbara Joan as my single if we're playing a pick 3 or pick 4 there. I thought the last race was pretty chalky as well. So let's look at what a 20-cent. Yeah, let's say look at $12. 254. I kind of like the 2 better than the 4 here. I'll go 275 in the last. And there we go, $7.20 at Woodbine for a late pick 4. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. The 1, 2, 5, 7. It did feel a little slow motion. All right, 1 minute from Woodbine now. We can watch the race sim, and then they will be in the gate because Woodbine's usually pretty timely. And down the stretch they come. All right, here they are on the track at Woodbine. For those of you inclined, if we're talking about the Saratoga late pick 5, there is a $10,000 hidden split on our friends at
About to come forward for a
Naira Bet
start. Give
site.
me the boots, the first to go in, as Miss Vivian is next. 2-1 in the betting. The favorite is Luz de la Luna at 6-5. Good support for Miss Vivian as they form a line. It is Cara Cara to gate 3. Followed along by May Strong into gate 4. May Strong at 10-1. Luz de la Luna walks up, and the last to join is Chrome Plated Heart for Jeffrey Alderson. Stand by for a start. A small but quality field as
She's a
they are
cold-hearted
all in.
slave.
Locked up.
It's Woodbine time. No, 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 no.
They're off and racing, and a very good start for Chrome Plated Heart from the outside in the lead from Luz de la Luna. Showing up on the inside, Give Me the Boots with Miss Vivian, and Cara Cara splits that line of them. Meantime, 3 lengths away last is May Strong. A real tussle for the lead here. On the inside, Give Me the Boots, Miss Vivian, and Luz de la Luna sent to the front. A length away, Cara Cara has a nice trail. Chrome Plated Heart second last, and 2 away last, May Strong as they go to the 3/8. Luz de la Luna out in front, a half a length. Give Me the Boots second, Miss Vivian third. Chrome Plated Heart's coming home well on the inside. Cara Cara got back to second last and tailed off early as May Strong. They go to the quarter. Luz de la Luna in front, a length to Give Me the Boots. Chrome Plated Heart coming up on the inside, and on the outer, Miss Vivian running on again. And then Cara Cara and May Strong. Luz de la Luna's lead, only a length and a half now. Chrome Plated Heart the inside of Miss Vivian. Luz de la Luna in front. Chrome Plated Heart and Cara Cara coming home the inside. Chrome Plated Heart nibbling away. Cara Cara, they're after Luz de la Luna.
Nope.
And now Chrome Plated Heart and Cara Cara. Cara Cara up the rail. Cara Cara the winner. From Chrome Plated Heart, May Strong, Luz de la Luna, and then Miss Vivian and Give Me the Boots. 1/569.
All right, back to Saratoga and then Colonial. You can also watch a quarter horse race, which, much to my chagrin, did not feature horses that are only a quarter of a horse. There is my late pick 5. At Saratoga. I am 2-3-3-2-6 here. You got Butchie Reed, Billy Mott, and Little Knee for Mark Cassie. You also have longtime horse Nova Rags, 7-year-old here. I'm not using it, but is running. Linda's got the checkbook out for and the envelopes for surveillance. Twisted Ride's been in with some good horses, but hasn't run to that competition. And I'm single topulent restraint. for Chad there, dropping in class, hoping that the horse can get the distance or sit right off. And then just the two horses that I mentioned, the former, the two-time actual former Breeders' Cup Turf Champ Nation's Pride, and Farbridge, the New York-based horse. And then spreading in the last two legs, hoping to find a price. Remember, limes don't lie, and the hips don't lie either, from what I've heard. And the last, you could pretty much go all here, but I used all but the 1%ers. Again, a $10,000 hidden split on Naira Bets if you're a Naira Bets user. Let's watch the race sim while we wait on Saratoga. Toga, Toga, Toga. Rob N likes Twisted Ride, the one horse. About a minute to post. I'm pulling the stream up just so I can keep an eye out here, and we will bring the audio up as soon as we have it here. A Little Knee is your favorite ahead of the one. Maximum Murtis, I think, also probably needs to be on or near the lead, but it has beaten some good horses and has wins capable of winning this race at 5-1. The race sim does think the two is sending. Somebody's going to have to rate here, most likely, or somebody's going to be the speed of the speed. All right, we're getting close here. Tong B is also on Little Knee. Or is it Little Nye? What's our opinion on that? Little Knee, Little Nye, little this, little that. Best Equibase figures. And question on that horse, though, is can it rate? Can it pass somebody? Second off the layoff for Cassie, though. It's a very good, high quality allowance optional claimer here. Scott, as Matt would say to me, isn't that in his book? I believe a lot of them are on site today. Howard, Matt, and a few others. David's there, I believe. I believe Justin might even be there today too. He was going to try to go with his kids, which uh, he's on a baseball stadium tour. They were at Yankee Stadium yesterday. And I think they're going to Baltimore tomorrow. Next week, guys, we have hopefully you'll join us. We have the King's Plate. And we'll have that live. Thanks to our friends at Woodbine. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Little knee, Nova Rags, and Surveillance. Nova Rags coming up. Surveillance to the outside.
Only a couple weeks away from the Travers here.
They're in the gate.
I don't know whose kid's talking there, but that's funny.
And they're off. Nova Rags had a very tough start. Twisted Ride is out very quickly and will vie for the lead. Right next to him, though, Damon's Mound is a little bit quicker, and Damon's Mound now takes over. Maximus Meridius moves into second. Little Knee is the gray. Twisted Ride now fourth. Two more to the other gray, Surveillance, and Nova Rags hopelessly at the back. Well behind. 22 seconds flat for the opening quarter mile. And it's Damon's Mound and Maximus Meridius. 1-2. Little Knee a length and a half off them in third. Surveillance is fourth. And it's another 3 back to Twisted Ride. They're a quarter of a mile from home. 3 across the track. Little Knee makes a 3 wide bid. Damon's Mound on the inside. Maximus Meridius and Surveillance in the center of the racetrack. 1 furlong to go. Little Knee and Surveillance. Little Knee has the lead. Surveillance coming after him in second. Then comes Damon's Mound and Maximus Meridius. It's Little Knee with a 2-length lead, traveling kindly throughout. And Little
Great call, Rob. You get a boom for that for sure. Boom for everybody who had Little Knee there, which answers my question as well, that it's Little Knee, not Little Nye. And it's also not the Knights who say knee. All right, we got another Colonial going off on top of people situation here for the Secretariat, which used to be a huge race at Arlington. It used to be the top 3-year-old turf horses in the country. Now it's just some pretty good ones. And we will go to Gulfstream for the video and Colonial for the audio. And at Gulfstream, we have the Sharp Susan Stakes coming up. Victory Music is your current favorite. Justin, I know, like the 2 Mo Hijinks, as well as the 3 Tessellate. The 6-horse Vladimir won, Little Knee. And I'm just going to pull up Justin's picks here from the weekend preview show. He was 2.378 here. I was 7.25 at Gulfstream. 7 scratch, of course, so I'd be 2.5. Just my luck, as the saying goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go pretty fast here. And I think the 2 can rate. I'm not sure the 3 or the 5 can. At Colonial, I was 8.43. Justin was 5.843. All right, let's bring Gulfstream up here, and we'll get the audio going at Colonial. And if we determine that Colonial is going to be far enough away, neither of them are really close to going in the gate right now. I do like that 9-2 price on the 2 at Gulfstream, though, for Bobby and his DeBona. And here we go. We're going in the gate. Still pretty far away. We're not even on the turf at Colonial, so it looks like they'll cooperate, and we'll be able to show Gulfstream and then play the audio from Colonial. Survive and advance, Rob. Just like the NCAA March Madness pools. We also have fantasy football starting up soon. The NFL's getting going.
Moving in now for the Sharp Susan Stakes, feature race of the afternoon. Still time, but you'll have to hurry. Just about ready. Street bells in. Now we're set. They're off and running in the Sharp Susan Stakes. Tessellate quick off the blocks and puts a neck in front early on from Victory Music. Up on the outside, here's speed from Evolution into the top flight. Evolution will take the advantage in the run to the half-mile point. Tessellate taken back as Victory Music moves ahead of her. Out in the middle is Street Bell. Then Willow Case at the rail. Dakota's Lil Roar tightened up for Racing Room. She's second last. Mo Hijinks, the trailer. They swing to the fore turn. It's Zayas and Evolution who clear now. To lead by a length and a half. Victory Music is second. Tessellate won the break but has done nothing right since. At the rail, it's Dakota's Lil Roar. Then Willow Case. Outside goes Street Bell. 3 back to the trailer. Mo Hijinks as they run around the fore turn. Up front, it's Evolution. Here's long shot Dakota's Little Roar trying to find a rail opening for Morelos. Willow Case at a big price. She got started ahead of her. Tessellate now hooks wide for a drive off the turn. In the stretch drive, 3/16 from home. The leader, Willow Case, by 2.5.
Might get a bomb here.
Second is Victory Music down
Bomb
the center.
alert.
Tessellate at the rail. Dakota's Little Roar. Leonel Reyes trying to get a 16th more from Willow Case, and he's got it. She's 25-1 for trainer Ramon Minguet. It's Willow Case to win the Sharp Susan by 3. Very close for second, either Tessellate or Dakota's Little Roar. Victory Music is 4th.
All right, we are still not in the gate at Colonial. But we can watch the race sim. And we'll keep an eye on them here.
Yeah, the horses average the gate at the post time. They're lining up now for today's night. The grade 2 Secretariat, 48th running this historic race. Third time here at Colonial Downs. Field of 8 set to go the mile on turf. Inner turf here for this one. Jerkosa going to be first to go in. 3-2 favoritism here. Number 4 Simulate. 2-1 Dream On to the outside. Antisocial moves in. Anita coming forward, along with Maui Strong in the West Point colors.
All right, they're going in the gate.
Looks like they're having some issues with Giocoso.
Having a few issues with Giocoso.
Now Giocoso goes in. I think Ben Curtis is going to climb back on board once the horse is loaded and the gate locked up. Indeed, here's Maui Strong coming up. Vincent Chamano for Dale Romans in the West Point colors. End of Romance going to be next. The final two going to be the two favorites, Simulate and Dream On. Simulate 8-5, Dream On 2-1 as we get set for our graded stakes action kicking off here at the Secretariat. 48th running.
Oh, one in round.
Dream On. Javier Castellano to the outside, coming up. And Dream On coming in. They're in the gate. And the race is on in the Secretariat Stakes. Bit of a slow start there for End of Romance. Antisocial showing some good early speed. They don't look like they're in a big hurry early on as Maui Strong also forwardly placed as they run to that first turn. Cairo Caper up from third on the outside. Giocoso down along the fences up to fourth. Anagata between horses. Dream On going to be 3 deep as they run into that turn. Is running in 6. Simulate to that one's inside down at the fence. Is 7th. It's 2 more back to End of Romance. Who's the trailer early on? 9 lengths front to back with just 5.5 furlongs remaining as Maui Strong and Vincent Chamano going to dictate terms up top. Just 24.08 seconds for that opening quarter mile. Maui Strong a half length to Antisocial, who presses in the second position. Giocoso and Cairo Caper, they're right together, third and fourth, just 2 off the top. Dream On going to stay out in the clear, is 5th right now, joined by Anagata to the inside. It's another length and a half back to Simulate, and still the trailer's End of Romance. So they take their run to the far turn in the Secretariat Stakes. It's been Maui Strong throughout. 48.59 seconds the opening half mile time. Antisocial now within a neck on the outside as Maui Strong travels nicely. Cairo Caper, here's Dream On warming up, and Dream On coming with a 3 or 4 wide sweep on the outside. Meanwhile, Giocoso is going to stay bottled up toward the inside. Going to need to find a seam as Maui Strong, Antisocial. Dream On coming with that big 4 wide move. Cairo Caper is right there in amongst horses. Giocoso going to look for a way through. Simulate is in behind horses with Anagata. They stack right across the track. Dream On toward the center. Simulate trying to run on right down the crown of the track. Giocoso meanwhile comes through down at the fence. Giocoso's narrowly in front. Antisocial right there. Down the far outside goes Simulate.
There we go, Giocoso, the winner there. All right. Good for Hot Rod's pick 4 there. Monmouth race 9. We got action firing off here.
Consultant, post 4. More than work.
Like the 9 here.
Like believing in
9.
magic. Second to last. Rock the stars to the outside.
Rock the Casbah.
We're ready to go in the finale. And they're off. Southern Horse broke in a tangle, throwing his head around, and he's still doing that. And he's at the back of the field after that. Southern Horse well behind. Would need to do something special to win it after that disastrous beginning. Like believing in magic on the lead today. Rock the Stars, about 3 parts of a length behind, running in second. Retweet now behind Horses here has dropped back a few positions. Consulted down to the inside, more than work into the 4th position, and Retweet settles off the pace in 5th. Going into the first turn run. Fatima's Blessing is next. Zippy Gizmo second to last, and the 10-year-old Southern Horse is trailing 9 lengths off the lead. Around the clubhouse turn they go. They're not going fast at all. Like believing in magic, half length in front. Rock the Stars on the outside, pressing the pace. Consultant on a snug hold. He's running in third inside of More Than Work. Another 2 lengths to Retweet. Still racing alone 5th. 2 more to Fatima's Blessing. And Zippy Gizmo, Southern Horse, the back marker, has no pace to chase. They went 25 seconds flat for the half mile, the half in 50 and 3. That first quarter was 25 seconds flat anyway. The half in 50 and 3. And like believing in magic, still on the lead, 3 parts of a length ahead. Rock the Stars right there. They're getting closer, all of them now as they go into the turn. Retweet's making an early move on the far outside, 4 deep. More than work in the 3 path right there with him. Consultant right behind the leading quartet who line up. Southern Horse is under a ride with Zippy Gizmo. Fatima's Blessing is dropped to the back while under pressure. Top of the stretch. More Than Work is challenging Rock the Stars. These two come out of that quartet and take over and go on with it here. Rock the Stars inside, gets a tap on the shoulder. More Than Work outside, a length behind him. Consultant has gotten outside with a final
Paco
4-1
got the
rally,
jump.
but Rock the Stars has plenty for the final 16th. In fact, he's got the win. Rock the Stars, Paco Lopez with the hat trick. More Than Work gets up for second for Samuel Marin, who had a big day as well. Consultant third, and then Fatima's Blessing.
All right. That's it for Monmouth. Got Emerald going in the gate and online now. Emerald, this 4-horse looks like it could be tough based off the pace. Do not know why there's no sound though. Four-horse didn't get the lead, so maybe the 4-horse won't be tough here. Could get a big upset. Five-horse probably going too fast for a horse at Emerald. Got, we're 8 minutes from the first at Del Mar as well. Very fast pace, but going to hold on the 5-horse there, it appears. All right, Del Mar, race 1. Let's start the race sim. Looks like the 1 will be on the lead. But big GSR drop there. Maybe this 3-horse who has shown some ability on the turf might be one place to go instead of everybody's favorite street, Mackenzie Street, who has been in against some really good horses on the dirt, but does lose 27 points in GSR here going to the turf. And I think the 6 Triple Diamonds has a shot there coming a little later. Alan, I heard about it from Justin. I did not see it. But, and I'm not, again, I didn't see it, so I'm not excusing the DQ in any way. But the rules in California are different than the rules in New York or Kentucky. And their rules state that if you knock a horse off, if you bump into a horse in any manner, it's supposed to be a DQ, even if it doesn't affect the outcome. But I know it costs Justin a lot of money. Willie. Alan. All right, can we hit the like? Can we subscribe in the meantime if you haven't? We will be back with the King's Plate live from Woodbine next week. The following week will be Travers weekend. So some big stuff coming up. Hopefully have some good content and good shows for you. Still 5 minutes to Del Mar. And 0 minutes to Fairmount Park. I'm not going to play a race at Fairmount Park, but if you're so inclined, it is 0 minutes to post. Was that yesterday, Scrat? Because I think if you look here, I think the favorite won at Woodbine in race 2 today. But yesterday, Gary, I like the Del Mar. I like the 3-horse. It's a cinch, and the 6-horse Triple Diamonds. But let's take a look at what Scrat was talking about yesterday at Woodbine while we're waiting on Del Mar here. So the 5 over the 2, that exact paid 286, which seems low there for for 58 to 1 over 15 to 1, but I will say it's also a short field. Let's see where they are at Del Mar. We will get the audio up there.
Now approaching the starting gate.
Del Mar coming up here. We can watch the race sim one more time here while we wait. Thank you to everybody who is tuned in and dealing with solo oldie today on the stretch run. Solely might be another way of putting it, or soldy. Nearing the gate at Del Mar. And then we will be to Woodbine and then Saratoga, followed by Gulfstream and then Colonial.
At the gate, set to move in. McKenzie Street, run for Kidder. Listen up, Chance in the gate. There's all the greats. Triple Diamonds going in. It's a cinch, the next one.
What out?
Here's Uncle Dude to the outside stall. They're all in line. They're off. Listen up, Chance, a step slow to begin. McKenzie Street on the inside for the front. It's a cinch, is sent hard right up alongside. Run for Kidder, outrunning in third. All the greats is fourth to the outside. Down toward the rail, listen up, Chance, up running in fifth. And then the trailers, Triple Diamonds and Uncle Dude. They're making their way into the far turn. McKenzie Street on the inside. It's a cinch and back in second. Listen up, Chance is third, 2.5 lengths off of them. Then all the greats on the outside have Run for Kidder. Triple Diamonds is saving all the ground with 5 lengths to make up. And Uncle Dude is the trailer coming toward the top of the stretch. Kazushi Kimura and McKenzie Street turning for home in front. The leader by 2. Listen up, Chance has made steady progress. Second, trying to close in with a furlong to go. Also gaining her Triple Diamonds and Uncle Dude on the far outside. McKenzie Street, listen up, Chance, Uncle Dude, Triple Diamonds. These 4 coming down to the wire. Photo finish. Listen up, Chance.
I think it was the 2 Listen Up Chance. And we are to the the non-graded Bison City Stakes at Woodbine. Shifty, you're the heavy favorite here. As they're going in the gate.
It is the turn of Winterberry.
Might have been the 7, guys, at Del Mar.
Cassie with big hand in the race again. Winterberry now in. Aristella to the outside gate. Stand by for the start.
The airplane to the outside gate, too.
Run. Off they race, dipping badly. There was Innisfree Isle. Best into stride is Hibiscus, narrowly from Shifty. And Winterberry engaging Hibiscus on the outside very strongly. Innisfree Isle, Crystal Visions, and Aristella the outside. As they work down the stretch the first time and showing the way is Hibiscus. And on the outer, Winterberry, who's trying to burn Hibiscus off and go clear and does. Shifty's in third. A length behind them, Aristella trapped 3 wide. Innisfree Isle, the centre. Crystal Visions has travelled nicely, is over on their inside, nudging up. But after breaking with a vengeance for the lead, it's all Winterberry now in the lead by 3 lengths. Almost 3.5 to Hibiscus, so can afford to relax here for Patrick Husbands if able. Winterberry in front by about 4 lengths to Hibiscus, and on the outside goes Shifty. A length away, Crystal Visions, Aristella covering ground. Innisfree Isle is in the centre. They raced through what was a half in 47-1 in the Bison City. Winterberry out by 2.5. Hibiscus drawing forward into second pretty well. A half to Shifty, and on the inside, Crystal Visions. Innisfree Isle the centre, and still on the outside, Aristella as they bunch up, and Winterberry in front. Teasing them a little bit here. Winterberry by a length to Hibiscus, stretching the neck out. Winterberry still travelling well. Shifty's coming now, and the Marcassi pair go to the front. Out in the lead still Winterberry, but the danger is certainly the stablemate Shifty, and Shifty getting within a length of Winterberry as they corner in the Bison City, and Aristella's 3 behind. Top of the stretch, Winterberry taken on by Shifty, but Winterberry's not stopping, and so far so good. A couple in front of Shifty as they go inside the final furlong, and she's really on her game here, Winterberry. Shifty trying her heart out, but it's Winterberry with a dazzling display for Patrick Husbands. And Winterberry in the Bison City Stakes all the way by 2.5 to Shifty. 4 lengths Aristella, then Crystal Visions, Hibiscus, and last Innisfree Isle.
The 2-1 at Del Mar.
45.
All right, now on to Saratoga, the Grade 2 Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Oaks. We will start with the race sim. You have Opulent Restraint for Chad and his brown hair. Going to be pressured by Totally Justified. And the race sim has it very close between the 6 and the 1 at the finish. Laurel has been very tough. It was actually my top pick on the preview show. Danielle, sorry that didn't go your way at Del Mar there. I do think at 2 to 1, you're getting a reasonable price on Laurel. I think both those prices are pretty reasonable. And we could take a look at a pick 4. Go with Laurel since we went the other way in the pick 5 for $36. Let's see where we are here. Still another minute or two here. I think this race is pretty wide open. Actually, no, I don't think that. I don't know why I said that. I think those last two races are, though. Let's see where they are. Are we going in the gate? We're going to the turf course, so that's always a plus.
It's post time for the Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Oaks Invitational. Sign no more going in. Go-Go Boots in the colors of Bobby Flay. Evershed is next. Two more. Totally Justified walking up calmly. And Laurel to the outside.
Graham in his motion.
Laurel going in. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Oaks Invitational. And Totally Justified is quick. Opulent Restraint has early interest too, but it will be Totally Justified to clear off and lead them by the stands. Opulent Restraint is racing in second. It's another 2 lengths back to Evershed in third, and Laurel gets into a good spot fourth. Go-Go Boots is second to last, and Sign No More is 6 lengths off front running Totally Justified, who went through the opening quarter in 23 and 2/5 seconds. Flavian Pratt has Opulent Restraint just off her in second. It's another 3 back to Evershed and Laurel racing side by side. Then comes Go-Go Boots, who's reserved 7 lengths off the lead and 2 back to Sign No More. The half in 47 and 3 for Totally Justified, who leads the way with Opulent Restraint comfortable in second. A length and a half, Evershed still third, and Laurel has been next to her the entire journey. Go-Go Boots is fifth, now just 4 lengths off them as they take closer order. Sign No More at the back, Totally Justified. Opulent Restraint getting closer now without being asked, and Laurel revving up 3 wide, 111 and 2 for 6 furlongs. They're followed by Evershed, Go-Go Boots, and Sign No More. They pass the quarter pole and come for home, and Opulent Restraint and Laurel renewing their rivalry with 1 furlong to go, and Laurel takes the lead. On the outside, Evershed is running a good race too. Coming to the 16th pole, Laurel with a 2-length advantage on Opulent Restraint, and Laurel a perfect 5 for 5 as she wins.
Laurel with the slight upset there. As the 2 favorites come in together there. Gulfstream race 9. We got Rachel Song and Starship Boing, actually. But let's see if we can find another price here at Gulfstream after that 25-1 horse in the last. Rachel Song, the 4 horse. You're getting 2-1 on. The 10 horse is bet down from 6-1 to 3-1. Rachel Song, though, likes to win. The move to synthetic is a little bit of a question mark here, but I don't think this is a 60 anymore. Based on what I'm seeing, Justin liked the 3 horse Valiant Hope a little bit. Bring some tactical speed to the table. And the 8 needs the lead, but could be dangerous on the lead. I'm going to go with the 4 Rachel Song here. Carla, the 6 horse Laurel won at Saratoga. Scott Free, we all know Graham puts the motion in the ocean as well. All right. Let's go out to Gulfstream. They are heading to the synthetic course for this off the turf race. I'm assuming it's off the turf. Ten horse looks a little sad there. Should be getting the audio coming online in a minute here. We have the Beverly D, Arlington Million still to come. We have the sword dance.
Horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 9, starting leg of a late pick 3 offering.
9.
3, 4, 9, 10. The market leaders currently. Here's the Patter Pop colors worn by Jockey Edgard Zayas. He's on a pickup ride with 1 of 1. And then Mobay Princess and Starship Boeing draw me outside Mama Bella. Then draw me outside Mama Bella will complete the line. Mama Bella up and in, ready now for the late pick 3. They're off. Perfect start. At the rail, Valiant Hope gets the first call, and on the stretch out, she's going to lead early. Mobay Princess with some pace pressure second. Rachel's Song, black and purple, she's down at the inside. Mama Bella, no choice but to go wide into the turn. 1 of 1 is between horses. Starship Boeing is 3 wide. Out the back early is Ipanema Princess. It's a clustered group as Valiant Hope Vasquez throws out the anchor early to try to stack them and pack them and leads half a length over Mobay Princess second. The leader is very Keen. Keen from fourth is Rachel's Song. Mama Bella just ahead of her. They're not happy with the fractions here, these leaders. Outside Starship Boeing, inside it's Ipanema Princess. 1 of 1 is at the back of the group, less than 5/8 away. Valiant Hope has the lead. She wants to go faster. She's in front 3 parts of a length. Pressing the issue in the green blinkers is Mobay Princess. Rachel's Song. She's ready to roll for Rajiv Mirage, and he comes off the inside looking for racing room. Mama Bella brackets her from the outside in front of Starship Boeing and Ipanema Princess, and the trailer is 1 of 1. They went the half in 48-1. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Valiant Hope in a bid to make all. Mama Bella giving up ground into second. Rachel's Song needs racing room bad. Outside Starship Boeing. Dropping back is Mobe Princess. Looking for room is still Rachel's Song. Then Ipanema Princess. 1 of 1 is last. They reach the top of the stretch. 3 quarters, 1:11-2. The leader now, Mama Bella, tries to get away outside. Starship Boeing runs at her from second. Rachel's Song loose for the drive, closing at the inside third. Final 16th of a mile. Starship Boeing has rallied to take the lead. Mama
Starship
Bella is
Boeing
second.
it is.
That's where she'll try to finish. Rachel's Song might get her, but Starship Boeing's a winner. Rachel's
Boing.
Song did get Mama Bella for second. Fourth was Ipanema Princess in 1.
All right, we got a race coming up at Colonial. We can watch the Emerald Downs race. I like Be Your Best here. I think is better than Beach Bomb. But I'll bring the Colonial race up and get the audio going for the Beverly D here. Still another minute or so to the Beverly D. They're not quite to the gate. Yes, it is Beverly Dutch as well.
Grade 2 Beverly D Stakes, $500,000 for the fillies and mares at a mile 3/16. Field of 6 set to go postward here. Your post time favored now 6-5 Beach Bomb. Actually 7-5 Beach Bomb, 3-2 Be Your Best. The odds just shifted right then. So those two vying for favoritism here. It's all the way out to 9-2 for Spanish Eyes, your third choice. Ben Curtis looks for back-to-back graded stakes wins aboard the 5. Be Your Best, Tyler Gaffleone to gate 2. Here's Beach Bomb. Luis Saez to the third stall. Charlene's Dream is going to be next, 8-1 right now. Winning on Spanish Eyes and Duvet Day will be all set for a start. The Beverly D, 35th running of this race. Third here at Colonial Downs. Duvet Day goes in. They're in the gate. And the race is on in the Beverly D. Look like just the tiniest of stumbles for Be Your Best. Be Your Best still out in good order. Charlene's Dream up close. Those two going to be 1-2. Beach Bomb in between them and Chick Shadow down toward the fence. But it's Be Your Best and Charlene's Dream. Those two quickly open up 3 lengths on Beach Bomb, who's back in that third position. Chick Shadow fourth. It's 2.5 more back to Spanish Eyes and Duvet Day as Charlene's Dream tries to go on with it. Be Your Best holding that rail position for now, but Gaffleone's going to elect to sit back and let that one move ahead and down to the inside as those top two get away by about 5 lengths to Beach Bomb, who's up in third. Chick Shadow, the long shots toward the inside and fourth. Then comes Spanish Eyes and Duvet Day trails. 23.78 was that opening quarter mile. A little bit of cat and mouse here. Charlene's Dream, 3/4 of a length in front of Be Your Best, who has to sit second right now. They're still 5 clear of Beach Bomb, who's in third. Chick Shadow fourth toward the inside. Spanish Eye starts to make a little bit of inroads, still about 10 or 11 behind the leader. And Duvet Day continues to trail. So the opening half in 48.30 seconds. And Charlene's Dream still there by a length and a tail to Be Your Best in second as they start that run toward the far turn. Still that gap of 7 lengths back to Beach Bomb, who's racing in third. Spanish Eyes is fourth. Chick Shadow starts to lose some ground as Duvet Day goes around her at the back. Charlene's Dream midway around the far turn. The lead down to 3/4 of a length now. Be Your Best is closing in. Still 6 or 7 back to Beach Bomb. Spanish Eyes, they got to go here as Charlene's Dream just a narrow lead at the top of the stretch. Be Your Best sidles right up alongside. These two 4.5 in front of Beach Bomb and Spanish Eyes. 3/16 of a mile left to go. Be Your Best, Charlene's Dream digs back in toward the inside. They're still 4 clear of Spanish Eyes and Beach Bomb. Charlene's Dream trying to repel the challenge here of Be Your Best. Down the outside, Spanish Eyes, Beach Bomb, Duvet Day's even putting in a late bid, but Charlene's Dream's in front.
Very slow second quarter made it easy for I wouldn't say easy, but easier for Charlene's Dream there in the Beverly D. All right. Did Woodbine go off in the meantime? No, we have 17 minutes to race 9 at Woodbine. We have coming up here, Del Mar, race 2. We have maiden special weight for fillies, 2-year-olds here, open company. You have a Baffert in here who's 1-2 on the morning line, and Bottle of Rogue. McCarthy's got a horse here. And you have Pentel Bay, the long shot here. No, you're a beach bum. All right, I'm going to go with the Sadler 4-horse here with Barrios aboard. Super Corendora, sorry. McCarthy horse is getting hit pretty hard though, and there is a bullet work, but he's usually not ready to run first time out. Yeah, what do you guys think? Del Mar race 2. And we're going to have some breaks here so we could talk a little bit about the Travers. Adorsh, thank you for joining us. Oh, best bet's long past. So, but you know, if I had to choose one that's left, I like the 1-horse at Woodbine in the next race. I also like Rebels Romance coming up in the next race at Saratoga. Barbara Joan would be the horse I'm talking about at Woodbine. Be Your Best wasn't his best today or her best today. Few minutes to Del Mar here. We could watch a race sim at Fairmount Park, race 7. That's about all we have right now. And the Hastings race 1 coming on board too, but I don't think any of us are really interested in either of those races. But we're coming to the part of the card where there's a lot of time between races. This is when I need like a soundboard. Race 10 at Saratoga, is that the question? Or what race 10? Race 10 at Colonial Downs, that was the 4-horse Charlene's Dream. The 5 Spanish Eyes were a smiling. And then Be Your Best finished 3rd, and Duvet Day, the 6-horse, 4th. And we got 4 minutes to Del Mar, race 2. Let's watch the race sim. And again, if you guys could hit like and subscribe, that would be amazing. We will have the King's Plate live next week from Woodbine. Thank you to our friends at Woodbine who allow us to show their races. Speech Bomb, definitely a horse I like, that disappointed there. Just in general, a horse that has done well for me. Like and subscribe, guys. And if you want free EquinEdge, I can put the QR code up in the corner. Feel free to scan that and sign up for 3 free races a day or for a subscription. There are some improvements coming to the site. Don't be surprised to see the new SOR and GSR coming. We already have race replays and live streaming on the site. And we'll try to get Scotty on soon to talk about the about what's coming as well. Couple more minutes here till Del Mar. Race 2. Right now, your favorite is the Bobby Baffert Bottle of Rogue that I keep wanting to call Battle of Rogue. Out of Vino Rosso, second time starter. Didn't get the lead first time out, as many Bafferts need the lead. It's owned by Natalie Baffert. We could actually watch that race on 6:15. So let's watch a race replay. Let me get that up here since we have time. That is Anita on 6:12, race 2. 6:12, race 2. And this is going to be the 3 horse.
We're in the gate.
This is the Bob Baffert
And they're
3
off.
horse, and it's also the 3 horse in this race.
Stuffy Mist are the first 2 out of the gate. They hook up right away. Glassheart just behind them third. Kizazi asks for more speed fourth. And Bottle of Rouge is at the back.
Bottle of Rouge, not
Rogue.
Rogue.
Stuffy Mist gets the lead pretty easily. Opens up almost 2 on Himika in second. They are followed by Glassheart racing in between horses. Kizazi on the outside. 4 clear of Bottle of Rouge. They're approaching the quarter pole behind Stuffy Mist. Stuffy Mist leads it by 2 lengths. On the outside, Kizazi. Himika now asked to run, responds very nicely, and is coming after Stuffy Mist at the top of the stretch. Here is Himika with a powerful burst to the front. In the center, Bottle of Rouge is rallying, trying to get second. It's all Himika. Himika strides out beautifully through the stretch to stroll in by 7 lengths. Bottle of Rouge, Kizazi, and Stuffy Mist.
We can also watch, let's see, is there another, I think the 4 horse. Nope, that's a Del Mar race. We can't show that. But you saw Bottle of Rouge did not really have any early speed. So, that is not sometimes not a good way for 2-year-olds to go here. Maybe you see an upset here. Let's see where they are here, because it does say 0 minutes to post. They're going in the gate.
Waiting for Bad Manners to take the outside stall. Goes in. They're all in line. They're off. Not happy, had a very good beginning, goes out to the front, joined by Super Corridora and Bottle of Rouge. Now these 2 to take over, and right behind them is Brooklyn Blonde away running in 4th. Then it's Pentel Bay 5th on the outside. Bad Manners is 6th, and Bankshot is the trailer. as they head up the backstretch. Super Corridora by a neck. Bottle of Rouge on the rail, moves up alongside and now pokes her neck out in front. Not Happy is third. Brooklyn Blonde is fourth through a 22.18 opening quarter mile. Pinto Bay ridden along with 6 to make up. Then Bad Manners and the trailer Bank Shot. Racing into the far turn. Bottle of Rouge and Super Corridora continue to battle it out. Not Happy, a length and a half off of them. Brooklyn Blonde is fourth, now being encouraged to go. The others have work to do as Super Corridora and Bottle of Rouge continue to duke it out through a 45.18 half. They'll turn for home together. Bottle of Rouge and Super Corridora side by side since the beginning. Bottle of Rouge trying to shake away here. Now leads it by a full length and a half. Super Corridora back running in second. Then Bad Manners on the outside. Not Happy and Brooklyn Blonde. Bottle of
Rouge looking like a Baffert there, withstanding pressure on the lead. All right, Woodbine, race 9. Let's watch the race sim. So I thought this one could rate a little bit for Cassie. Here was in against similar, moves back to the turf. GSR goes up, back to the surface this horse wants. You know, this two's burnt a lot of money. The other one I would have a little bit of interest is the other Cassie, the 5, Dare to Breeze, who is 6 to 1 right now. It's always the other Cassie that gets you. And Barbara Joan is top E pick, top pace. Here, the 5 horse, Dare to Breeze, a second win, top SOR, meaning that that horse has been in with the highest class level and is dropping here. Dare to Breeze and Barbara Joan. And if you want to look, that exacta, 5-1 is paying 15 to 1, 1-5 is paying 12 to 1. All right. We got a couple minutes here to Woodbine race 9. Then we have Gulfstream race. Well, then we have Saratoga race 8, the Sword Dancer, followed by Gulfstream race 10. And then we will be closing with the Arlington Million, Colonial race 11. So 4 races to go here. Thank you for everybody who stuck it out with Solo Oldie today in the Solo Oldie formation. Two minutes to post here. We will bring Woodbine up here. Let's see, we could see if we have time for a race replay here. The 1 or the 5? Let's watch the 5, Dare to Breeze, in the Algonquin. I believe. See if there's time to do that. That was 2024. And it was June of, no, we're on course. That was October 5th, race 5. October 5th. Race 5.
The gate. The Bet 365 Algonquin Stakes. All in. Locked up. Off to a great start. And Dare to Breeze and French Horn away sharply with Unbridled Weather. Me Bargo, Mensa the center. On their inside is Share to Shenanigans. They're all in full flight early. And in behind them is Bullet with plenty of speed to target. And a length and a half away last is Pop Rocks. Going to the front on the inside is Mensa by about a length. 2 in second, Dare to Breeze. Caught a bit wide, French Horn around Me Bargo. And on the inside, Share to Shenanigans from Unbridled Weather. Bullet creeping closer now is about 4.5 off the leader. And last is Pop Rocks. They race down to the final quarter, and Mensa in front, trying to shake loose from Dare to Breeze, who clings on 2 lengths away. Me Bargo and French Horn, the inside, Shared a Shenanigans, and Bullet is about to come to the outside, making her run. And as they come down the stretch, Mensa from Dare to Breeze, trying to muster momentum is Bullet. Then behind them, as Dare to Breeze has gone to the front, Me Bargo's coming on with Share to Shenanigans out in front, narrowly Dare to Breeze, but Me Bargo leveling and Bullet the outside as they come right down to the wire. Me Bargo has won it. Dare to Breeze second and Bullet is third in a sweep for Mark Cassie, and then
So Me Bargo, guys, is a horse that's been running against Zulu Kingdom.
Oceana and Fraser Abley.
So I would not be surprised to see this 5 run well here.
Ruthless
and
Action.
win this race.
Jelon Samuel aboard.
On the class.
Brittany's Way and Ryan Munger.
I'm really interested, Scott Free, in what
Savachi
Mystic
aboard
Dan
Smudge
does
to
there.
the outside gate. Last in will be You Be the Judge and Zerrell Ford.
No.
All set. And they're off. Smudge broke a bit slowly from the outside. Scary Speedy straight to the lead with Ruthless Action and Barbara Joan along the fence. To cluster next, Brittany's Way deep on the course with Shotgun Wedding on the rail, You Be the Judge and Dare to Breeze. A gap of 2 more to Oceana, and after the slow beginning, the trailer is Smudge. They race into the turn. It is Scary Speedy and David Moran leading the way, a length better than Brittany's Way with Barbara Joan in the pocket on the inside. The opening quarter completed in 22-2. Dare to Breeze is moving up 3 deep in 4th with Ruthless Action, who's fallen back. Shotgun Wedding saving ground. Here comes You Be the Judge swinging to the outside to launch a rally. Well back to Oceana, and Smudge continues to trail. They reached the head of the lane of the EP Taylor turf. It's still Scary Speedy being headed by Brittany's Way. Barbara Joan looking for somewhere to go. Down the far outside, Shotgun Wedding has hit the front. Shotgun Wedding between horses is Dare to Breeze and You Be the Judge down the far outside. Barbara Joan still looking for racing room. It's Shotgun Wedding on top. Oceana from almost last is finishing strongly for Fraser Abley, but still needs to reel in. Shotgun Wedding, and Oceana. Oceana gets up. It's Oceana over Shotgun Wedding. You Be the Judge, then Dare to Breeze. 6 furlongs in 108 and 1.
All right, the Sword Dancer. You have Nation's Pride, the Breeders' Cup turf champion from 2 years ago, last year, or from 2023, Last year's Arlington Million champion. Didn't fire in the Pacific, in the Pegasus Invitational turf. You also have Farbridge, who fires every time. It seems like, with the exception of the Breeders' Cup turf, of course. William Buick aboard. Nation's Pride. You have the other Appleby, who may be the speed of the race here, with Pratt aboard. You're getting 9-2 there. This horse has some class questions here for sure, but that's why you're getting 9-2. It may not be someone, it could be something. Dropped a bunch of money. Jay, good to see you. Been too long. Hope you're doing well. We got the Sword Dancer coming up, or the audio from the Sword Dancer. Rebel Red might be the other one with maybe an outside shot here. This was not a great field outside of those three horses. And we can, of course, watch the race sim. Let's go, Private Ross, get it home. Jay's 579. Two for $25 seems like an awful lot of money for Applebee's food, though, Scott. Danielle likes Farbridge. Metal yellow first red, mellow yellow first red. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Danielle, you want to explain that to us? Ryan, Saratoga is about a minute from post here. They're going to the grass. We will have the audio like we've had all day. We will not have the video for the Sword Dancer. And then after that, we will be going to Gulfstream for race 10. And then we will be closing out the show with the Arlington Million. I'll continue to advocate for a lose and you're out. If you're going to do win and you're in, you're going to take the risk. There needs to be a, if you're not good enough, you shouldn't be in then. Make these races more interesting. All right, we're on the last few left to load, so I will.
Utah Beach completes the line. Walks right up.
Does not walk in though. There we go.
Goes in. And they're off in the Resorts World Casino Sword Dancer. Vote No is hustled out and takes the early lead. Padiddle comes away in second. And now there goes Nation's Pride taking that second spot. El Cordobés is down on the inside, and he's tugging a touch in third, 2 lengths off the lead. Far Bridge will be fifth in the early going. He has 5 to make up, followed by Rebel Red, Utah Beach, and El Razine is at the back. The opening quarter went in 23 and 2/5 seconds. And so it is Vote No, leading the way by 2 lengths. Now, Joel Rosario gets Far Bridge into gear, and Far Bridge, wanting no part of being behind, is right up on even terms with Vote No. They have 1 lap to travel. And that leaves Nation's Pride also a little bit eager in third, and he's joined by El Cordobés along the inside. Padiddle is racing in fifth. He's 6 lengths off the lead. Down on the inside, Rebel Red is next. Going a bit wide into that turn was Utah Beach, and El Razine is at the back. The half in 47 and 2 for the long shot Vote No, who leads it onto the backstretch by 2 lengths over Far Bridge. And right next to him, it's Nation's Pride in third. 2 more back to Padiddle, who's 3 deep. Flavian Pratt has a strong hold of El Cordobés. He's racing on the inside, Rebel Red between those 2, then Utah Beach and El Razine. 3/4 in 1:12 and 4 for Vote No. Nation's Pride in second. Far Bridge is just inside of them in third. They're followed by Rebel Red, fourth into the far turn. Padiddle is next. Utah Beach, El Cordobés, and El Razine has trailed throughout. Nation's Pride takes the lead. The mile in 1:37 and 4 starts to sprint for home. And it is Nation's Pride and William Buick turning for home. El Razine is unwinding from the back of the field. He's coming very wide, but with 1 furlong to go, it's Nation's Pride with a 3-length advantage. Big effort from Rebel Red, who's coming after him now, and El Cordobés splits rivals decisively. Here's El Cordobés in between horses, and he comes to take the lead, and he will win the Resorts World Casino Sword Dancer.
It's all what a ride by Flavian Pratt there. All right, we got Gulfstream race 10. We have the Proud Man Stakes. We do have what looks like a lone pace in Street Player. No, Bill, there was a horse named Sammy Davis the other day. That was wearing the eye patch. So it has Street Player backing up. Trelawney is your favorite here. The 2 Di Cassette for Patrick Biancone. I think the question here is just Biancone's not great off the with the second time out, but this horse seems to be working very well. And him and Jonathan Ocasio. Ocasio is a 7% jockey, but he's 35% with Biancone. But I'd watch out for Street Player on the lead here, possibly stealing this race. Mystic Dan, are you just saying that because it's your name? I agree on Cairo. I agree on Mystic Dan too. I think both those horses have big shots, and I think that Mystic turning for home, they're going to try the move along the rail with Mystic Dan. So watch for that.
Away from the male division of
in the Million
Stakes races, and Capernaum here Last saw winning on May 2nd, and this is a horse that even at the OBS sale, he was still very rear end high. You knew he was going to grow some, but the growth spurt this horse has hit since his win here on May 2nd to.
When's the last time somebody described you as rear end high?
I'm so happy they gelded him because as you can see, it's just a little bit spacey and he can get a little bit wired up. And Edwin Gonzalez, this is a very tall jockey, and you can see, I mean, he makes him look a little bit smaller. Of course, he's got his appear.
John, I believe it was I don't have the 1, 2, 3. Let me see if I can
When
look
they
for
hit
you.
these growth spurts, when you give them that time to grow into themselves, it really does them a lot of good. And it looks like it's done this guy so much good. Now, the number 1 who's about to load into the gate here, this is a big price, but I think underneath this horse could be very dangerous. Very, very short heel on this horse, and they love the mud when they have that physical attribute. They're loading into the gate for the Proud Man.
Field stepping forward for the co-feature race, the Proud Man Stakes. Diciassette and Trelawney, the 2 favorites here.
Rear end high
2
sounds
here on
kind
the
of like
break.
a
Capernaum
poker,
looked well in the warm-up. Son of Charlatan under jockey
poker
Edwin
hand.
Gonzalez. Kickoff leg of Elite Daily Double Offering. Trelawney, red blinkers. Shady Brook has 2 representatives in here. The 5 is 4th and Central. That's the first one. The other one is Wine Candy. And he will complete the line. Leonel Reyes looking for 5 on the program. He rides Wine Candy. 6 furlongs the journey. Pinnacle Racing colors worn by Leonel Reyes on Wine Candy. He's in. We're ready for action. They're all in the gate. And they're off in the Proud Man Stakes. Terrible start for Conhan. Excellent start for Street Player, who blasts off the mark to lead by a length over Capernaum, who's away in second. Wine Candy up to the outside. He's now third. And now racing up between horses is 4th and Central. Out wide on the course, Trelawney. Diciassette holds down inside position, only 2 lengths off the lead. The 2 at the back, I'm Tough Enough, and Conhan. To the far turn they go. 4th and Central just checked as they chase Street Player 3 furlongs from the money. He's a length and a half in front. 3 wide Wine Candy. 2 past Capernaum, Ocasio, and Diciassette improving their position toward the inside. Meanwhile, Trelawney roughed up on the outside. 4th and Central has had a nightmare trip. The trailer is Conhan. The leader is Street Player. Look at Diciassette. Ocasio's got his hands full here. Needs a little racing room as they straighten for the drive. Street Player has the lead. Wine Candy is second. Diciassette angles off their flank, and Trelawney's under a full head of steam on the outside. Wine Candy has the lead. Diciassette ducks to the inside. Conhan rolls down the center, and he's closing ground. Final 16th of a mile. Diciassette! He'll win by more than 17 inches today. He'll win by a length and a quarter. Second was Conhan. Third was Wine Candy in the Proud Man.
All right, so the second choice there. And we're going to go right to the million because we do not have a lot of time. Mystic Dan, 5-2. Integration, who is I think's been a money burner, is 4-5. 5 Cairo, I think has a big shot here. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Runaway Storm stay in the money here. So watch out for that horse as a bomber and a price there. Let me get the audio up. It's million time, everybody. Used to be on WGN for those of you who are from the Chicago area. Scott Free, you know what I'm talking about. Still have a minute or two here. And while we're waiting, I will remind everybody what Justin's picks were here as well. So Justin had the 5 and the 8, Cairo and integration. Where am I here? I was 5, 1, 8 here. Here we go. About another minute or two here for the Arlington Million. You know, Scott, I had to explain to my daughter what it meant in Go Cubs Go in the song, that you can catch it all on WGN.
Here at 1.25 miles for the 42nd running of this historic race. Third time here at Colonial Downs. 4-5 integration, your favorite to the outside. 5-2 for Mystic Dan, who's the first to move in. Right now, a long shot of 50-1. Cairo has moved in. Just waiting on Fort Washington, Grand Sonata, and integration will be all set for a start here in the Million. Grand Sonata, Tyler Gaffleone, John Velasquez, integration, the last one to join. Integration coming up. They're in the gate. And the race is on in the Arlington Million. Integration got out well from that outside draw. Now here's Time Song showing some speed down toward the inside. Grand Sonata in between them. Mystic Dan down along the fence. It's going to be Time Song to take the early initiative here in the Million. Integration, Mystic Dan, they're right together, second, third. Grand Sonata fourth, about 4 lengths off as they come by the wire the first time. Runaway Storm is right to the inside of Grand Sonata, now taking over that fourth spot. The two at the back early on are Cairo and Fort Washington, as Time Song and Louis Sy as long shot leaders. They go into the first turn. It's Time Song by just over length. Mystic Dan switches out to the 2-path. Integration right on his tail. Down to the inside. Runaway Storm tries to sneak through. It does put a nose into third. Grand Sonata is fifth in those bright pink colors. Only about 5.5 off the lead as Time Song tries to sneak away. They start the backstretch run. Cairo is second last in Fort Washington, the trailer. 23.94 seconds. They start that backstretch journey here at Colonial Downs, and it's Time Song in front. Time Song leads at 2.5 to Mystic Dan, Runaway Storm. They're right together, second, third. Another 2 back to integration, who lopes along at fourth, about 5 off the top. Then comes Grand Sonata, Cairo, Fort Washington. They're still the back markers, and they're about 8 off the lead. 48.36 seconds for Time Song, who starts that run toward the far turn. The lead is 3. Runaway Storm down to the inside of Mystic Dan. Integration still biding his time. Out in the clear is fourth. Now starting to inch forward in those green colors. Another length to Grand Sonata. Cairo starting to let loose. Hasn't been asked yet in Fort Washington trails. Time Song still the leader around at the top of the stretch. Tries to kick away. Mystic Dan's running a good one in the first time on the lawn. It's just 2 lengths back. Integration, Cairo getting into gear on the outside. Time Song, company is coming. Here's Mystic Dan, here's Integration, here's Cairo. Fort Washington letting loose right down the far outside has a tremendous kick. Grand Sonata goes to the rail. There's 6 across the course. Fort Washington, Integration, Grand Sonata, Mystic Dan right there in between them. 4 of them across. Fort Washington goes narrowly in front. Grand Sonata down toward the inside. Integration is beaten today. Fort Washington, Grand Sonata, Fort Washington wins the
All right, Fort Washington with the upset there. I think we all thought integration was beatable there. Very nice, Rob. Grand Sonata is always due for a win because Grand Sonata doesn't win, though. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me for Solo Oldie on the stretch run today for live racing. Really appreciate the fact that you were willing to spend your time with me today. Thank you. And I hope you have a great weekend. Come see us next week for the King's Plate at Woodbine. We will have that racing live, not just the audio, the video, the whole shebang. So please join us. I will hopefully be joined by a couple dignitaries as well. Appreciate it, Noah. That means a lot. This is the first time I've ever done a solo show myself, so I hope this was okay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for taking your time with me on a Saturday. And I hope to see you next week. Please hit the like and the subscribe on your way out. And again, thank you very much, everybody.